Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're back from the hiatus. We're back from the MLB postseason watching this man's Dodgers destroy my Yankees in the World Series. Oh,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Congratulations, by the way, bro. How's it been, Knipe? I know we've been gone for about, 7 weeks? Been busy moving. I know you've been busy with all your stuff over there and everything, but hey, it's good to be back. How you been, though, lately?
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. So one Sun. Oh, I know we've had like a lot of Sundays where we just couldn't get together. Sorry, guys. I know we've been, haven't been able to bring you the entertainment you want. But
Yeah, right.
yeah, I think one of the Sundays I got my motorcycle like safety course done, so that was pretty awesome. And it got me a new Kawasaki Ninja. So
Ooh.
that was a big life goal that I put out there. I mean, Pedro called it. What did he say? It's like, man, that midlife crisis hitting hard. I was like, all right, bro. Hey, call whatever you want. That shit's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. Yeah, the picture looked dope. Congrats to that. That's awesome. My boy Malik's in the house. How you doing? But yeah, it's good to be back, man. It's good to talk some football. And I know the season's kind of going crazy right now. A lot of injuries, a lot of teams that we thought would be a good team, vice versa. They ended up being bad. Or some sleeper teams like the Commanders, for instance,
Yeah.
they've emerged into this, special team this year. There's a few dominant teams. Of course, the Chiefs are still undefeated. That's
Yeah.
everything's going to happen that way. But man, real quick before we dive into the slate, what are your thoughts on the season so far? Like, who has surprised you the most? Give me like your MVP front runner right now, and we'll dive into the slate after.
I mean, dude, it's hard. Like you said, it's hard to ignore the Commanders. It really is. And Jaden Daniels, just in general, like, my God. I mean, I really thought that he would be more of like the bust, if you will. Like, 'cause I don't know. I thought he would get hurt quickly. I thought he'd be fragile. I didn't really see him as an NFL quarterback, I guess, in college. But dude, I will admit, I'm not the best college QB evaluator out there, like by any means. But like, I just didn't get that feeling from him, you know.
Yeah,
But my God, man, like, I mean, talk about even just regular NFL MVP and, just most surprising anything. Jaden Daniels is it. Kid's been amazing. Yeah, I would love to see them at least make a nice playoff push. Just because it's always nice to see new teams, emerge and stuff like that. So I think that, not seeing the same everyday garbage that we used to, like Patriots and Chiefs, really tired of it.
yeah.
Really fucking over it. If it's us, we better win it. But I'm sure people are even tired of seeing us in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm cool with getting some new blood in the playoffs and seeing something cool and new. So let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, before the season started, he was my rookie of the year. I was like, I feel like just that offense with the new head coach with Dan Quinn, especially with Cliff Kingsbury calling the plays over there. I know Caleb Williams was everybody's front runner because of what the weapons were around him, but Jaden Daniels, man, the kid's special, dude. The kid's
Yeah.
he doesn't like to be called Baby Lamar, but I feel like that's his his comp. This guy is playing like Lamar, and you see the deep throws on this dude, and they're accurate. He's got a special talent, man, and it's been fun to watch him. And shout out to the Commander fans out there. I know it's been rough
Yeah, the
for a
five that are
long
left.
time, but it's good to see some good ball. What's up, Rusty Shackelford? We got Captain Mutombo, Dylan saying "Go Niners." Good morning to you, Dylan.
Hey, let's go,
Good
Dylan.
morning to everybody. I know it's a little earlier than expected. We usually do at 10, but my boy Knapp has to work. He has to, get his 9 to 5 in. So we're gonna be going a little early today, but thanks for joining us. Let's gonna start with the slate now. We're gonna start with this team. Hold on, let me there we go. I have it set up perfectly. Here we go. We have the Cowboys taking on the Falcons in Atlanta in the Dome. We were just saying there's been a couple of teams that have been a little inconsistent, a little weird. And this Cowboys team is one of those teams, man. What is going on with the Cowboys? The defense is atrocious this year. Like you go from last year, one of the dominant defenses in the league. I know Dan Quinn left, but man, it has been tough sledding with this team. And Micah Parsons, he's been hurt all pretty much year. They don't have a true run game whatsoever. But man, it's been really tough. What's your thoughts on this Cowboys team right now? And then we'll go to the picks here in a second.
Yeah, dude. The Cowboys, I feel like, are like us right now, like just very underwhelming, very, I don't know, just not performing the way we expected them to. Like you said, it's more of like what is going on? What's like? Can we pinpoint one thing? Like, is it the coaching? Is it the players? I mean, is it the scheme? Like, what the heck's like? What's happening right now?
Yeah.
Because the talent is there. We've seen the success. We've seen the W's. Like, wait, wasn't this team 12-5 just last year? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they're about to match those number of losses here very shortly. And that's making me nervous for my team too. It's like shit, dude. Like what the heck is? I feel like we're in the same boat as the Cowboys. Like we should be performing much better than we are. I don't know, man. We'll see. Go ahead and go with your pick because I mean I know who I want to pick.
Yeah. So let's get down to the injuries real quick. Really nothing notable. I mean, other than Trayvon Diggs is questionable. Michael Parsons is out once again. Deron Bland is out. So defensive side of the ball is going to be a question mark once again for this Cowboys team. But I got to go with the Falcons, man. The Cowboys they don't seem like they're in sync. Now Zeke is a healthy scratch. Didn't even travel with the team. It's Rico Dottle season, baby. Hey. But I think this will be a shootout. I think this will be a fun game to watch. Fantasy wise, this should be a really good game. But I think the Falcons take care of business. I think they only win by 3, so that 3.5 spread is a little concerning. It's a little scary, but I'm gonna say the Falcons win by a field goal here with a Young Wei Koo with a walk-off kick.
Oh, there you go. That sounds more fun than I envision. I envision the Cowboys winning by 10 plus.
Really?
Yeah. I think that the course correction and regression to the mean has to happen soon. You cannot, like, as a NFL team, like they know what's going on. The players know what's going on. They know that they need to step up. They know they need to perform. And it's like it's now or never. So it's like I think that the Cowboys are going to play with a lot of fucking fire today. I think that they're going to go out there and just play smash mouth football as far as like Rico Dowdle being fed. I think that I think the defense is going to actually step up a little bit today and make Kirk Cousins, not look so dominant because Kirk Cousins, he's had like 2 or 3 good weeks in a row, like really good weeks.
Yeah.
I think that's going to come to an end at least this week. I'm not saying Kirk is bad, obviously, but I just don't think that Kirk's going to go off like he has been. So I think the Cowboys will be able to take care of business. It's in a dome. The Cowboys are used to playing in a dome. It's not like the Falcons on the road is like so terrifying. I don't know. The Falcons at home isn't the most like scary thing in the world to me. So I think the Cowboys can take care of business today.
Yeah, the over-under right now is 52.5. So that's
Damn.
juicy. That's a juicy number right there. Yeah.
I would take the under on that almost all the time though. Like that's so high.
Yeah, that's a really high number. So we're already starting off, not agreeing. That's what we like. That's what the people like. That it should be a fun game. I can't wait. This whole slate's gonna be fun. Next game on the docket is gonna be Dolphins versus the Bills. Yeah, Tua's back.
I'm gonna throw up because French has just French is gonna just destroy me in fantasy this week. I'm fucking terrible. Absolutely. Like this matchup is so juicy for him. Like, dude, between Josh Allen and James Cook, this motherfucker's gonna get like 60 goddamn points, if not more, between those 2 players alone. Like, oh man, I hate this shit.
But this could be the Hill game for you.
Sure, yeah. He's had 1 decent game all year. Sure. Fucking blow my head off type.
I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to give you some hope, but no, he's due. He's due. He's due. And I thought last week was going to be the week because he was like, "Start me in fantasy, everybody." Let's go, yay! And then he threw a dud out there. But Dolphins, dude, they had the game won. It looked like I was at the Jaguars and Packers game, so I missed a lot of the action, but highlights and stuff. They looked like they were in the lead, and then I saw the fumble at the end, and then it all went downhill for the Dolphins. Dolphins are one of those teams. I know they dealt with the Tua injury that we thought were going to be a decent team, but now they look like they're just this is make or break today. If they lose this game, I think their season's over. They have to win today against the Bills. The Bills, it looks like they have that division on lock. The Jets, we'll talk about them later, but Dolphins, they're 6.5-point dogs on the road here. I can't go against the Bills right now. Somehow, some way, the Bills just are always going to be relevant. Like going into this year, they lost a lot of pieces in the offseason. Of course, Diggs leaving was a big one. So they had a whole new secondary basically with Hyde leaving and Jordan Poyer and all them, Tre'Davious White. Like they lost a lot of pieces, but they're still somehow, some way 6-2, still a powerhouse in the AFC because of this man right here. Look at that smile. Look at that smile right there. That's Josh Allen. That's Josh Allen. I'm gonna go with the Bills. I think they cover. I think they win by at least a touchdown. I'm gonna say they win by 10 on or at home here.
Yeah, this is one of those games. I hate agreeing with you, but like, man, the Dolphins should be playing with a huge fire underneath them, but I just don't think that they have enough. And like you said, Josh Allen has just made this team relevant no matter what. Like that's why I love when you have a great quarterback, it just changes the whole dynamic of your team. You can do a lot more things with your pieces on your team that you can still make things work. Which Josh Allen's doing like a fucking champion because that guy's just awesome. But Tua, I just don't think he has what it takes. I think he's very mediocre, and I think that he's nothing like special. Like Tua's not going to be the reason that the Dolphins win today. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
How many of those games have they had besides against I think the Bills that one time where they came back from like 3 touchdowns? But that's like the only time I can remember that Tua has been like special. To me, if the Dolphins win today, it's because Achane goes absolutely fucking bonkers and has like 2 long touchdown runs that are like just clutch. But yeah, I don't foresee it. I agree with you. I think the Bills will handle business. I'm like, it could be a dog walking scenario. I don't know. The Miami Dolphins defense is nothing special, and man, Allen and Cook and all them boys over there, yeah, like this could be bad. So I'll say at least by 10 as well.
You know, it's crazy. I know, like we all know about the 2 injury, like I keep pointing out, but Shakir having more receiving yards than Tyreek Hill this year is insane, man. Just look at that stat. I know.
It's so much fun.
It's the Knipe curse when you draft a receiver in the first round.
That's all good.
Over under is 49.5. I feel like that's a big number. I feel like that's a really big number.
It's pretty big. I mean, it's because so I only stay shy of that one. So the Bills just don't give a fuck ever. Like that's one. Like I would almost always like want to go the over with the Bills because Bills are one of those teams where like when some teams get ahead by like okay, let's even say 14, they'll kind of chill out. They'll kind of just run the ball. They'll kind of just like here, let's keep giving it to the tailback and just run into a wall and it's fucking boring football and like nobody cares. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like McDermott don't believe in that shit. Neither does I think it's because Josh Allen don't believe in that shit, and I love that. Like that's one of the reasons I actually respect Josh Allen a whole hell of a lot is because even when they're winning, they act like it's 0-0, and I love that shit. Like because not only is that great football, but that's just a great mentality to have because anything can happen at any point, and they're like, I'm not comfortable until we're up by like 40. You know what I mean? But that's why one thing I absolutely love about the Bills, and to me that encompasses like the Bills Mafia attitude and Josh Allen all in one. You know what I mean? Like I love that fan base. I like that whole. I love everything they got going. I feel like the Bills versus the Commanders, that would be a fun ass Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
that would be super cool.
Yeah, that would be. Moving on to the Raiders and the Bengals. Raiders are just atrocious. I mean, this team is going to be picking in the top 5. This team sucks, man. I know there's a lot of Raiders fans on YouTube. I know a lot of Raiders content creators on YouTube, and I apologize. I don't want y'all to, come attack me. But if you watch your team play, your team sucks. Like they're atrocious, man. Like Zamir White was one of my worst draft picks of all time in fantasy. One of my you could put that one in the Hall of Fame book tonight. I mean, one of the worst.
For real,
fourth round. I swear.
To be in a 14-man waiver situation for your first, like one of your top running backs pick, that's bad.
Tonight, it's something with the 4th round with me, man. It's like when teams always miss in a certain round in real life, the 4th round is for me. I can't get it correctly, man. But anyway, going back to this game here, I did get it correct with Jamar Chase. I mean, the guy was a freaking beast, but I tried to trade him, sadly. This is an ugly game on paper. I know this could be a shootout as well, but I mean, Bengals, I thought they were going to be a good team, man. I thought they were going to win the division, honestly, because of a healthy Joe Burrow. I know they lost Mixon, which it looks like that's a big miss for this team. Zach Moss is out this game, so it's going to be Chase Brown today. Alexander Madison is now the starting running back for the Raiders. It doesn't matter. Everyone in that backfield stinks. They traded Devontae Adams to the Jets. We all saw that one coming, right? Oh, we don't have any calls about the Jets and Devontae Adams. Yeah, right. Antonio Pierce, you can't lie. Anyway, this game, fantasy-wise, it could be a good game, but Bengals, if they need to get anything going, man, they have to win this game. The Raiders' season's over. I'm going to say the Bengals are going to win this game. It might be closer than we all think. That 7-point spread is a little scary, in my opinion. They should cover, but the Bengals will bangle. But I got the Bengals winning at home.
Bengals gonna bungle, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I would actually just like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm picking the Raiders. Let's go, Raiders.
Oh my God.
Let's pull off a win that it means nothing for you, and that means everything to the Bengals. Like how, like, because Antonio Pierce, I actually believe in. Like I mean, I actually do think he's like a decent coach. I just think obviously he has zero fucking talent. He has no quarterback. And I just, yeah, I think it is possible for him to rally his troops. And the Bengals have just looked like shit, man. Like every time I've seen them on TV, every time they cut to them, with whether it's red zone, whether I'm watching them, like they just look bad. Like I don't know, everything is rubbing me the wrong way about that team right now. I just have no confidence in picking the Bengals as far as anything goes. Like for betting wise too. Like I mean, even when I do my underdog slates, like
Yeah.
I avoid the Bengals at all costs. I mean, sure, the only guy you can really depend on potentially is Jamar Chase, but even then, I'm just like, I'd rather just not. I'm going to go ahead and stay away from all of it just because it's so questionable on every front. And yeah, I'll take the Raiders today for a surprise one because I mean, dude, the fucking Raiders beat the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore this year. So I mean,
wild.
and I know it was a different team, and I know how they had different players, you know, whatever. But I still believe that that's totally possible. So yeah, let me get the Raiders to do a little bit of an upset today.
I just feel like you said you don't have any confidence in picking the Bengals. You have more confidence in picking the Raiders over the Bengals?
Kind of.
Wow.
I mean, it's really not that far apart. Which I just want to have some fun with it, and like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, I mean, both these teams suck ass in my opinion right now. So it's like,
Yeah.
well, whatever. Let's take the Raiders and have a little fun.
So some key injuries on both sides. We have T. Higgins doubtful. Zach Moss is out. Orlando Brown Jr. doubtful. Some big names there for the Bengals side. Everyone on the Raiders stinks, so I'm not gonna even say their names. Over under is no. I mean, I like Splain. He's pretty good. I like Splain. Robert Splain. He's all right, but everybody else, who cares? I mean, Zamir White. I don't even want to even mention your name anymore. God, you're such a bum, Zeus. It's such a disrespectful nickname. Anyway, over under is 45.5. I think the over will hit. I like the over here in 45.5. But like I said, that spread is kind of a nerve-wracking. And Knife, for your instance, that money line at plus 270, looking good for the Raiders there for you.
Let's go.
In case you want to get
put a tenner on it.
Yeah, put $10. You can win what? I don't know.
I don't know what the numbers are.
We're going down, and if you see me switching scenes, that's because I don't want you to look at my computer. Anyway, we're gonna go to this game next. We have the Chargers taking on the Browns. It is no more Deshaun Watson season. It is Jameis Winston, man. And what did he quote last week, tonight? There's a white boy up in Detroit that he admires, man. And he said there's only one shot. You cannot, I'm butchering it, but you cannot miss your chance to blow. Its opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Hey, Winston, he has been doing it. Maybe it's the turnaround for the Browns, but you got the Chargers marching in. Go Chargers, go. And Jim Harbaugh looks like he has turned this franchise around. I know they're only 4-3, but Herbert has more energy. Herbert's getting out of that shell. He's over there like, yeah, pumping his chest over there on the sidelines. He's looking good. J.K. Dobbins is looking like an absolute star, man. J.K. Dobbins, one of the best running backs in the league. No, I got him on fantasy, guys. But no, he's looking good, though. He's looking good. Like, coming back from an injury. I'm being for real. I'm being real this right now. Coming back off that injury, J.K. Dobbins is looking like, he had a 1 year prove it deal, basically, and he's proven it. If he can just stay healthy, keep feeding him the rock, man. I want to highlight one guy, though, Lad McConkey. He had his kind of he had his kind of welcome to the NFL moment last week. He was balling out last week, 2 touchdowns. This is gonna be an interesting game, man. This is gonna be an interesting game. Hey, thank you, Anthony Gomez. Liked and sub. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to everyone. Hit that like button. I know it's early, but I thank you guys so much for hanging out. This is gonna be an interesting game. This could go either way, honestly. Right now, I think it's a toss-up. The spread is 1, so it's pretty much a pick-em game here. I think the Browns got one in Cedric Tillman. He has kind of like a Josh Gordon kind of theme to him. I mean, the guy has been the last 2 weeks, him and Jameis Winston has something going on, man. You know what I'm saying? So Browns getting Chubb back on track. It's gonna be a tough game, Knipe. This is a toss-up, bro. I'm gonna say the Browns win here. I think the Browns hold down the dog pound and they get it done. I think Winston keeps riding that high horse, and I think Chubb will score here. Chubb's gonna get a touchdown today. I got the Browns winning.
Yeah, damn it, man. I was really hoping you picked the Chargers just because you were hyping them up a little bit there.
Yeah, I always do that.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Fuck.
What? Disagree. You took the Raiders last game. Cool.
I'll take the Browns. No, I don't think this is a pick 'em. I think to me it's like an obvious Browns situation.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they're at home, which I mean, you already know I love the home team. But I just think the Chargers are not anything that insanely special or difficult. And Jameis has been like looking fantastic, like you said. I think the kid's locked in right now. I mean, whenever Jameis knows he's the man, like that's when he performs better. Like if there's a backup plan behind him, then he plays worse in my opinion. But now he knows he's the guy. So that's like he's like, all right, this is my team. You know, he's gonna go out there and just chuck the ball. I love a gunslinger, man. Like it's almost like how Jay Cutler was for fantasy. He's like the same thing. Just launching deep balls and not giving a fuck. Like hell yeah, let's do it. We love you for that, Jameis. And yeah. Cedric Tillman has looked awesome. He's even made Elijah Moore look relevant again, which Elijah Moore is like, he's always been like super underrated in my opinion. I mean, he's got some talent for a wide receiver. Like he's not useless, but people just don't use him. And then even Judy showed up a little bit. So they still have like receiving options. So Jameis has weapons. He even has Njoku as his tight end. So it's like, and Chubb is like, dude, the Browns could actually super fucking surprise the NFL and like make a serious push for these playoffs and like actually make it in. Between the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Browns, like they could be just behind the Ravens as far as a playoff push goes, and like actually make some noise. Just because like if those guys all stay healthy, like that's not a bad receiving core. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's not bad. And you have Chubb back, and you have Jerome Ford is backup. So I mean, you're good there. And as long as those guys stay healthy, you have a real chance because your defense isn't bad. It's just you guys have been a little banged up. Myles Garrett's like he's fine. Like your cornerbacks, your cornerbacks are fine again. I'm pretty sure that they're healthy again. But yeah, I mean Myles Garrett to me will be a game record today, like he usually is, and I think that he'll come up with a big turnover at some point. And I think the Browns will win by at least 6.
You know, it would be interesting, Knipe, is like what if they do what you say and they go on a late run here? How stupid would Kevin Stefanski be if he waited this long to start Jameis Winston? Maybe maybe the last week of the season, right? They're in a win or you're in situation, they lose. All the Browns fans are gonna be like, "Well, if they would have started Winston 3 weeks before they, like that could be a case, dude. That could be a real case."
But that's just a scapegoat shit, though, man. Because that's not Stefanski whatsoever. That's the stupid ass owners, whoever the fuck it is. And that it's because of the money. Like that, like Stefanski has no like when you're a coach, you have no option but to play the most dollar amount player. Like they don't give you a choice. Like it was even when Zeke was looking like dog shit and Pollard was clearly better that year, and Pollard was just going absolutely fucking bonkers, but they still kept running Zeke. And it was like, well, we're paying Zeke. And it's like, dude, like as a fan, you're like, dude, who gives a fuck? Like we just want to win. We don't care about that. But you know who does care about that? One of the 52 guys or whatever the fuck that sit at that goddamn corporate meeting and pays the bills. That's who cares. And they want their money on the field, which it's stupid as shit. And it's like, dude, just if you're an actual NFL owner, I don't get how you don't understand competition. Like I get you think about money all day long and everything's just a number and a statistic. But like if things are a competition and they truly are, you play the best player whether it's $1 or $5 million or $50 million. You play the best player, but these owners just don't do that. They play whoever has the money, and it's stupid.
Yeah, it's because they don't want to look stupid. Like we gave this guy
Who gives a shit?
230.
Like,
I know,
yeah, swallow your pride. Yeah, swallow your fucking pride.
That's what the thing is. They don't want to. My boy Cody's in the house. He says Washington -4, Chargers, Bills -6.5, Cowboys +3.5, Saints -7 is the parlay. Hey, Cody, you won one of the giveaways. So contact me, email me, or hit me up on Twitter, on Instagram, bro. But you and Jonathan Soso won the giveaway. So good to see you, buddy.
Yeah. Cody, that parlay looks mighty fine there, brother. I'd put at least a 5 spot on that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the parlays and stuff at the end, Cody. But thanks for popping in. We got James in the house. Says I'd take Herbert over Jameis any day. Oh yeah, we would. We would
yeah,
too.
like
no doubt.
Yeah, not saying it's about the team, not just that one player.
Yeah. Before we move on, the over under is 42.5. Give me the under here, or I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Both. I mean, the Browns have a good defense, like you alluded to earlier. But I do want to highlight one name is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's on the IR now, so that's a big piece for them. I just wanted to highlight him. On the Chargers side, we have Joey Bosa as questionable. We'll see if he plays or not. It's hard to gauge the questionable calls on Sunday, but do you think the over/under hits real quick before we move on to the next game?
I would pick under just because neither. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see a lot of splash plays from him. I say Jameis totally could make it happen, but I don't know. The Chargers defense has been abnormally good. Oh fuck, that's hard. 42.
I know
that's not that high either, man. Fuck.
Yeah. I say under hits.
You live life on the overside. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's true. Every time I bet under, they always score like 60 points. So.
Right.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, can we just skip?
We are a show that we always give a fair analysis to. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. If you're new here, this is what Knipe and I do, man. We give every game a shot. But this is one of those games where if you got to go take care of your kids, if you got to run to the grocery store for your wife, your husband, your loved one, if you got to walk the dog, if you got to put the sheets in the washing machine, this is the game to do that. I mean, my God. We had the Patriots heading to Tennessee to take on the putrid Tennessee Titans. The battle for the #1 overall pick right here tonight. The toilet bowl is what we like to say. This is stay far away from this game. Don't bet on it. Don't put any fantasy implications on it. I mean, if you're a fan of the Patriots and Titans, just take a week off. Just watch Red Zone. I mean, this is god awful. Really nothing to say, man. Pollard's questionable, so we could see chestnut season in Tennessee. That's pretty much it, dude. Over under is 38.5, a whopping total there. I think this might be a 10-3 game. I think that.
Hell yeah.
I mean, if you like, French is saying chestnut, yeah, chestnut season, baby. I don't like this game, man. I give me Mason Rudolph starting for the Titans. Give me, I don't know. Give me a tie. Can I go for a tie? No, I'm kidding. Let me take the Titans at home here with Mason Rudolph. They'll pull it through somehow, some way. They'll crawl to the finish line and maybe score 10 points. So give me the Titans at home just because they're at home.
Hell yeah! You know what? I hope Pollard is like just. I hope his workload's very minimal. I hope it's not that. I hope it's pretty serious. Not like obviously wishing bad upon him. I just need Ridley to be able to get 20 targets again, because I need a miracle today to pull off this W in fantasy. But so honestly and truthfully, I do believe the Patriots are going to win. What does he just say?
Patriots. No, the defense.
Their
Patriots. Defense things.
I'm gonna take the Patriots to win only because I know Mason has actually looked pretty halfway decent, but he's looked better than Will Levis, obviously. But I trust Jacoby over Mason Rudolph, so I guess just for that reason only, I'm gonna take the Patriots, even though Jacoby's obviously nothing special whatsoever. I still say that he has enough.
Is May not starting?
Oh, is he? I thought May was
out.
out.
May's starting.
Oh, well then, hey, well that's even better. I'll take the Patriots definitely now. My bad. I don't know why I thought May was in concussion protocol, but this whole NFL season I've been lagging behind a little bit. I'll catch back up
Well,
here, gentlemen.
let's ask the Patriots fan in the chat, James Hendo. Do you know if Drake May's starting or not? I think he is, but you're the Patriots guy, so
I thought he just had a concussion. Maybe that was 2 weeks ago. I don't fucking remember. I thought Jacoby was starting, but either way, I trust either Patriots quarterback over Mason Rudolph. So I'll take the Patriots today.
Yeah, I mean this game is just. Can we move on?
13-6, baby.
13-6. Now this, we'll see. Oh yeah, it says James thinks Drake May's playing. Okay, thank you, James. Let's move on to a game that could be a lot more fun, and that is the Commanders and Giants. Giants stink, but the Commanders, they've been fun to watch. I mean, this offense looks night and day better without Ron Rivera. I know that, of course, they have a different quarterback. I get all that, but I mean, we already alluded to it earlier. Jaden Daniels is a special player. This guy is a beast, and he's a tough SOB, man. Guy played with beat up ribs. He said, "Put me in, coach," and then he drops another great game. Like, I mean, nothing's slowing this guy down. Right now, the Commanders are 4-point favorites on the road, and it's always a tough game between these two. I know, like the divisional aspect of it. So that 4-point spread, people are like, "What the heck? This should be like a more favorites," but I wouldn't touch the spread on a division game here. I like the Commanders winning, of course. It's going to be Tracy time in Giants because he's just beaten better than Singletary. I mean, Tracy looks actually pretty good. But I like the Commanders. I like what they have going on. I pretty much this team is just what a team. Like there's nothing like Dan Quinn's going to win Coach of the Year most likely if this keeps going. Jaden Daniels will win Rookie of the Year. I mean, Brian Robinson actually looks like a beast this year because he's healthy. He's questionable right now, but he should play. Give me the Commanders, man, on the road. The spread, they should cover it, but I'm always nervous about betting the spread. But give me the Commanders here.
Damn. I mean, I know it seems super easy to pick the Commanders. I would say, like, I'm not gonna lie, if this was prime time, I would almost want to pick the Giants just because of all the hype and the adrenaline of a divisional game. To me, like this, like these two teams, like even when these teams are far apart, like I think you remember last year, the Giants were just absolute dog shit. So I mean, both these teams kind of were, but then like I think the Giants came out and just absolutely like destroyed them or something like that. I don't know, just division games are so fucking weird sometimes. Like nothing happens the way you think it'll happen. God, dude. I almost wanted. It's great. I'm just gonna pick the Giants anyway. I think that there could be an upset this week.
This man, is this your upset of the week, or do you have another one steaming up in the friggin' pot?
I got one more.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Giants this week. I think at some point, like someone's got to correct the course on how well the Commanders have looked. You know what I mean? Like they're still human. These are all professional players. Malik Neighbors is back, and God, dude, I mean, between Neighbors and Tracy, like they can pull this off. Like, because Daniel Jones could run crazy too. Because like we all forget that he does have the ability to rush pretty well sometimes. Like whenever he like kind of pulls it out of his bag. And I think when they see Jaden Daniels doing it tonight or today, whatever, I think that Daniel Jones will also start doing it a little bit more too. And I think that the Giants will pull this off. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. I mean, it shouldn't happen, and it shouldn't happen. But hey. In divisional games, you never fucking know.
If you have a gut feeling, go with it, man. French is on your head in the chat, by the way. He's like, Neighbors is back. Is Justin Jefferson playing tonight? Let me just talk about this real quick.
Oh god.
They have 2 kickers on the IR and their punters out for the Giants. What are they going to do on special teams?
What do you mean? Touchdowns only, baby. Touchdowns.
Okay. Yeah, go for it, buddy. I just saw that. I'm like, Jesus, they have both their kickers on the IR. That's crazy. Over-under is 44.5. I think the under hits. I think the under hits here. But
I think we should publicly shame Chevy too for that trade.
That was his team is completely worsened.
All right, chat. This is the trade that happened for Justin motherfucking Jefferson. Team A receives Justin Jefferson. Team A only gives up Deontay Johnson and Brian Robinson Jr., who is currently questionable, not even full healthy. Fair or unfair? Who wins that?
Don't let Chevy hear you. I mean, he had Aaron Jones and Justin Jefferson, or what?
I traded Jefferson for Aaron Jones and DJ Moore because I had to essentially.
Okay, well, he
Which
had Justin
that's a
Jefferson.
much better trade.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, Chevy, but I don't know what you're doing. You're acting like Howie Roseman for sure. Yay! Another fun division game here.
Yay!
Thank God for Red Zone, guys. I love Red Zone. It is awesome. Saints are on the road here to this team is just a mess. The Carolina Panthers, I mean, they should go to the XFL. This team stinks.
Today.
I mean, Derek Carr is back. Woo! Fun times. Remember when the Saints were 2-0? Remember when we were on the show and we were like, "Oh, the Saints are 2-0. They just beat the brakes off the Cowboys."
Dude, they scored like 90-something points between the two games.
Yeah, they 16 consecutive scoring drives or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun while watched. This team, I mean, the Saints should win this game. I'm never gonna pick the Panthers ever again. I made the mistake week one as my upset of the week. I'm done. I'm done. My ginger buddy right here is Dalton. He got benched. He got in a car accident. Like, this is what the hell? Like, what kind of luck is that, man? Like, you win the starting job, you get in a car accident, and then Bryce Young steps in, and now they're going to roll with Bryce Young the rest of the way. I mean, might as well lose the rest of the games. Jonathan Brooks is still not able to play, so it's going to be Hubbard season once again. I know. Yeah, it's getting late. It's getting late early, like Yogi Berra says.
So annoying.
I'm sorry, buddy. You should never do that, though. Hubbard season again. I think Kamara is going to ball out in this game. He has the best matchup by far. I know Rusty Shackelford's in the chat. He has Kamara on his team. That's Spence, by the way.
Rusty
if you didn't know.
That's
That's Spence, by the way.
Awesome.
Yeah, he hopes for a Kamara because his fantasy season's pretty much in the dumpster. But
dude, which is crazy, dude. That's crazy to me because like Spence has such a good lineup, and it's just like they never all click in the same week. It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with his team. Bubs, he's on the IR. It was fun to watch you play, Bub. Bub means. I mean, it could be a Taysom Hill day with Miller on the shelf.
Foreshadow.
Yeah, we're foreshadowing there. If you're a fan of the show, you know what we're talking about later on. Give me the Saints, bro. I mean, give me the Saints. We spent too much time talking about it.
Yeah, Saints. See ya. Done.
We say we were a fair team. We say we were a fair show that gives all these teams.
All right,
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No,
I'll dive into it just for a second. I mean, Bryce Young, fucking learn how to flip burgers, baby, because you ain't gonna be doing shit in the NFL.
That's disrespectful.
Why? He can't do his job. If I couldn't do my job, I should learn how to flip burgers too.
No, he has a degree. He could play. He's probably like an IT tech guy or something. He's one of those IT guys.
Yeah, he does look like he looks like the face of an insurance company for sure. Like he could be he could be Jake from Allstate. He can switch out with that guy for sure.
State Farm.
Sorry, whatever.
Allstate's
Sorry, I have Allstate. That's the only reason I said that.
This man doesn't know the freaking face of the company.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, no. I mean, Bryce Young I wish it was Andy Dalton versus Derek Carr because it would be way more entertaining for us as viewers. But Bryce Young is continually showed us that he does not belong in the NFL. That the pick between him and why did I just fucking blank on the Texans quarterback name? Stroud was just absolutely laughably different. Like the difference between those two quarterbacks at 1 and 2. Like my God, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You figure at least Bryce would be able to keep them at least above water a little bit, maybe a 500 team. But like, dude, this guy has to eke out a win and like in any given scenario. Like, how many wins does Bryce Young even have? Does he have 2 wins as a starter? Is that too high? I don't even know. He has 2.
I think he has 2. He almost beat us last year. He almost beat the Packers. This guy had his best game in his career against us. That's Joe Barry for you. Joe Barry. God,
it's mind-blowing how poor this kid performs week after week, and like just doesn't seem to get better. Just always seems to be inaccurate as hell. just always panicking, never relaxed. Doesn't have that like professional aura about him. He seems like he's stuck in college ball and like he needs Nick Saban to come save him. And I don't understand what's going on there, bro. So yeah, the Saints by 21. Fuck.
All right, let's move on to a more interesting game. Broncos 5-3. Can I, if Dr. Van is in the chat, I know it's early over there in the mountain time where Dr. Van is, but I said this team would be a top 5 team.
Oh, pick, yeah.
I was wrong. And I admit that. And I'm not one of those people that I always eat crow. I'm not scared to do it. Okay. You can't get all your takes correct, can you? If I could, I'll be a millionaire from my parlays. But anyway, Broncos 5-3. Their defense is the real deal. I mean, I found them on the waiver wire, and this defense is the number 1 defense in fantasy. I mean, kudos to the best GM in the league. But I mean, Broncos are.
Are you talking about the best team in the league as far as like the fantasy team?
Okay.
I thought you meant like for the Broncos.
No, I was waiting for you to say something.
You motherfucker.
All right, no, be real here. For real though, the Broncos defense is a beast. Like PS2 is the best corner in the league, top 5. No doubt about it, Kiefer.
Gizzy,
top 5.
Gizzy, he's saying some words over here.
But Bo Nix, he's looking better and better each week. I know he's had an easy schedule recently. I mean, he played the Saints, the Panthers, blanking on who else. He had a pretty easy schedule. So here's a tough matchup for you, Bo.
I mean, yeah,
he
handled business on the road against the Bucs. That was impressive.
Oh yeah, true. Like he's looked good. He's looked good. Like each week, he's looked better. You know, and he can move too, man. Yeah. He can move.
Yeah, I'll give Bo Nix all his flowers. He's 10 times better than Bryce Young. So hey, more power to you,
bro. Yeah. I mean, Bo Nix, yeah, he's been balling, man. So they might have got one with him. But I mean, the Ravens are. I know they lost last week to the Browns, which I was shocked. I mean, I was at the game. Like I said, I didn't watch the game, but I'm like, how the hell did they? Well, I know why. It's because of Bateman, dude, getting smacked in the face from a wide open 40-yard pass down the field. He gets smacked in the face. So Lamar Jackson, the Ravens decided to go out and trade for Deontay Johnson. He has a new weapon. He's only playing 10 to 15 snaps this week. So shout out to Chevy there. He's going to get some really good some good fantasy points for him. So we'll see if Robinson plays. I mean, imagine that. Can you trade your best
dude
for a guy who's getting 10 snaps and then a guy who's on the shelf? But that's fantasy for you. Derrick Henry's a beast. King Henry. I'm just gonna say this, man. He's probably the best running back I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I grew up watching Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, he's on.
He's up there.
For sure. Yeah,
he's up. I mean, AP was my top, but man, Henry he's kicking that door down, dude. He is a flat out beast.
Since we've been watching football, is what you're saying?
Since my lifetime.
Yeah, those two are so neck and neck. I completely agree with you. Like they're both just like almost so automatic that you just don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like we're so like numb to them just because and it's hard not to it's hard to appreciate it just because you've seen it over and over again. But like, dude, yeah, Henry and AP, like those kind of special talents, man, like holy shit, dude. Like we're lucky we get to watch these guys. It's awesome. Like Henry's been just absolutely a stud since he stepped in the league. I mean, can you believe too? Like we look back at this and like, who the fuck was it? Henry and Chris? Was it Chris?
It was no, DeMarco Murray.
Thank you. Yeah, like he was sharing work with someone. Yeah. Like you think back and you're like, how the fuck was Henry ever sharing work? Like, feed this man, dude.
If Henry would have started his rookie year, he probably is in line to break like almost every record.
Every record ever, yeah, probably, yeah.
Oh, there's Dr. Van. We were just talking about you, buddy.
Hey, perfect timing.
Dr. Van, I said, I apologize. I said, week 1. This Broncos team would be a top 5 draft pick. I apologize, sir. But there you go. There's my moment for you. But yeah, like I agree. Like DeMarco Murray and the Titans, they probably cost Henry record-breaking stats because I mean, was it year 3 is when he started really being the starter for them?
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty. Yeah, I think that's when he took over as like an everyday. But yeah, that was, man. Just imagine like being able to like know what you have and you're splitting work with that guy. Like, ugh. I mean, and
Yeah.
again, that's the money thing though, because they paid
Yep.
Murray.
Yep. Because he came off that year with the Cowboys and like, oh,
Yep.
here's all the money. Cowboys had one of the best lines in ever that year when
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
balling.
Yeah.
Let's
Anybody
get
could have
back.
ran behind that line. Yeah. Sorry.
Let's
Yeah. Go
get
ahead.
back to the game. We got Ravens at home. It's an 8.5-point spread, which is kind of high in my
Damn.
opinion. Yeah, it's pretty high in my opinion. I'm not touching that spread whatsoever. Broncos side of the ball. I mean, Josh Reynolds, thank God he's alive. He got shot in the back of the head. What's up with every year? Someone getting shot, man. Like Ricky Pearsall got shot last year. Brian Robinson got shot. Now Josh Reynolds gets shot in the back of the head. Like, what the hell, man? What this world is cruel, man. It's a cruel. That's why I stay inside and stream. I said, give me a bottle of tequila. I'm staying inside. Like, that's my turn up. What the hell? So all jokes aside, for real, like, I'm glad he's okay. Ravens side of the ball, Marlon Humphrey is questionable. Pretty much their number one name there on the injury list. I like the Ravens bouncing back. I don't think they're going to lose 2 in a row. Like James says in the chat, Baltimore will not go on a 2-game losing streak. I agree. I think the Ravens are going to take care of business. I'm staying away from the spread. I think it might be closer than what that 8.5-point looks like. And over-under is 46.5. Give me the under. Broncos have a good defense. Ravens have a pretty solid defense as well. I think the under will hit here, but give me the Ravens at home by 6.
Yeah, this game is way fucking harder only because of like what you said, the fact that Bo Nix has emerged as like a quality option
Yeah.
in the NFL. Like that's, I mean, hey, good for them. That's awesome. I'm glad Sean Payton's got a guy over there. So it's always fun watching good football and no fun watching crap football. But man, they make this so hard because like, that's what I think too, is like if the Ravens won last week, I could potentially pick the Broncos to upset.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that the Ravens lost, I don't give a shit. This is my upset of the week.
Oh,
Broncos are winning, baby.
hold on. I got to bring it up.
Let's go. Let's get it. Bo Nix
I
is
got
going to
to.
fucking elephant flop that dick down and show Lamar Jackson what the fuck is up with a Russian quarterback. He is going to go in there. I think that between the two quarterbacks, there's 4 rushing touchdowns between the two quarterbacks today. And I think that Bo Nix I think that both split. I think Lamar is going to get 2, and so is Bo Nix. But I think the Broncos defense is good enough to pull out a W on the road. Like you alluded to, the Broncos defense has been performing well. They have good pieces. I mean, to stop anything that Lamar does running the ball. I mean, I don't think Lamar's rushing for 100 today. I think Lamar goes for like 10 for 58 and 2 on the ground, but I don't think he's going to do nearly enough through the air because of the secondary of the Broncos. And I think that the secondary is going to be the difference between a win and a loss today. As long as the Broncos secondary does their job and they hold down Zay Flowers and the other pieces that, Lamar Jackson has to throw to, I think Lamar is probably going to throw under 200 passing yards today. Excuse me. Yeah, so I truly think the Broncos win today. I think that they pull it off on the road, even though I know the Ravens are coming off a heartbreaking loss. It's the NFL, and we never know what the hell's going to happen. I feel it in my plums that the Broncos are going to win today.
I think you almost threw up from your own take there when you coughed after you said Lamar Jackson.
I swallowed a little bit wrong there.
Yeah. All right. Hey yo. Anyway, but I think you take that back right when you said you're like he's going to throw for less than 200 yards. Excuse me. Yeah. We'll see. Hey, that's a bold statement. All right. Well, let's go to the 4 o'clocks. Let's go to the 4 o'clocks here. The Jags taking on the Eagles. The Jags lost to the Packers last week in a shootout, but Malik Willis did his thing, a little backup quarterback action. Hey, hey. Anyway, sorry, Rusty Shackelford. Eagles at home, 4 o'clocks. Eagles are 7.5-point favorites. I think that's a high number for Philly here. I mean the Jaguars, they have BTJ active, they have Tank Bigsby active. There's some reporters out there saying BTJ is going to miss a month of football. That was an off statement there. Trevor Lawrence, what a disappointment. I mean, the Jaguars are 2-6. I thought they were going to win the AFC South. I really did. But my gosh, Brian Thomas looks like a stud. He looks like he's everything they wanted and more. Tank Bigsby is the lead back now. Well, I know Etienne's hurt, but he's looking more efficient on the ground. Gabe Davis is questionable. Etienne's still questionable. On the Eagles side, you have Goddard out once again. Darius Slay is out. And Mailata, the tackle, is out as well. So some big names there for the Eagles. I know the easy call is the Eagles to win this game. I think it's gonna be a shootout, by the way. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think where's the over at right now? 40. Oh yeah, over 46.5. Over easily. I do think the Eagles win.
Sorry to interrupt you real quick. Is BTJ expected to play? Like, did we get one of those reports that like that he's expected to suit up or no?
Yeah.
He is? Damn, dude, good for him. Yeah, because I side note, I bet Gizzy that he wouldn't get over 800 receiving yards this year. Because I didn't believe in just rookies and whatever the kid, you know what I mean? I just didn't think he was that dude. But holy shit, man, like good for him. BTJ has looked amazing. Like, yeah, that kid's been an awesome. He's special for sure. So yeah. Keep going. My bad.
And right now he has the best numbers out of the receivers, in this draft class. So I know Neighbors missed a couple of games, but still. Yeah. Give me the Eagles here at home. I do think the Jags will cover that 7.5. I think it's going to be closer than expected. I think it's going to be like a 3-point game. Jaguars need to win this game. They'll have any hope in turning around their year. They have to win today. But Eagles, they had a fantastic first half was a little rocky last week, but that second half, the adjustments, they just steamrolled through the Bengals. Give me the Eagles here at home. I think they take care of business.
Yeah. I mean, the Jags are going to jag, man. They just keep convincing me that they're just going to keep doing this shit where they just underwhelm us, man. I love the Jaguars because of all of our boys, man, but like, fuck, man, y'all suck. You guys
played us good. Trash. They played us good, though, for real. They played us good.
No, I know. I'm just talking some shit. But yeah, no. To me, this is an obvious Eagles win. The Jaguars defense, like even after after that London game, like the guy, like I can't remember who said it, but they basically said they're not playing with any heart and all this shit. Like, dude, when you got guys questioning the character of the whole defense, like publicly, like that's a problem, bro. Like that's an issue. And to me, that stems from the head coach because like you're the one responsible for keeping that energy and that rah going. You know what I mean? Like you're the head guy in charge. Like you're the one who's supposed to be regulating the emotions and all that shit of your players because you got a bunch of divas out there who just they want to go and hit people, but then they want to cry about shit. But yeah, let me get the Eagles, man. They're just better, more talented. They're not nearly as banged up. I know they have a few key players out, but they're not nearly as banged up as the Jags. And yeah, I think the Eagles take care of business today.
Here's another clear-cut stat out there, right there. Jags haven't won a road game all year, so they're 0-4. That's not going to help you playing in a tough Philadelphia city. So yeah, I mean, sorry all our buddies, man. I want them to be happy. I really do. Yeah, but they have a tough schedule, dude. The Jags schedule coming up is go lock. They got I think they got the Vikings, the Lions coming up. Oh,
Gizzy said he's already looking at. He's I'm watching a lot of college football because I want to see who I want to get.
Yeah, Kiefer has been watching a lot of college football this year. Moving on to the Bears and the Cardinals here. The Cardinals are first in your division, man.
Don't clap that.
Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
How dare you?
Whoopsies. No, for real, like that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I know you guys are banged up.
Hey, I know we don't deserve it though. We haven't. I mean, yeah, banged up or not, we just don't deserve it. Yeah, so it's fine.
Bears 4-3, looking good. They should have been 5-2, unless the guy was over there. Was it Stevenson pointing to the fans like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna win," and then Hail Mary. But Bears look a lot better this year. Sadly, our whole division does, but it's gonna be a good game. Cardinals are favorites at home. James Conner has been their workhorse, their bell cow in the backfield. McBride, he still hasn't scored a touchdown. I think this is gonna be a McBride touchdown game.
Wait, I haven't paid attention to that. Really, he hasn't scored?
No, not
yet. Wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yep. It's gonna be a fun game though. You have Marvin Harrison Jr., have Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze. I mean, all the rookies are out there. So it's gonna be a fun game. But give me hold on, let me see
what's the over under?
over under is, let's see,
I would smash
44 and a
the
half.
oh smash the over, smash the
Yeah.
fucking
Well, the
over.
Bears have a pretty tough defense.
Yeah, I take that, but yeah, it's because of the Bears defense. But hey, you know what? Smash the fucking over.
I mean, you could be right. This could be a complete shootout.
Yeah.
The injuries, we got Daquan Brisker, he's out, safety for the Bears. Montez Sweat is questionable, so keep an eye out for him. But that's pretty much it. I mean, that's pretty much it for the key injuries for either ball club here. The Bears are still 0-3 on the road. I think they're going to get it done. I think the Bears will win this game. It hurts my soul to say this. It hurts me. God, this team's. Oh, I hate this. You know, like for baseball reference, this is my Red Sox. I hate this team.
Yeah, I know.
But I think they have what it takes to get it done. I agree, though. I think the over will hit. Bears do have a tough defense, but I do think there's going to be some points being scored here. Give me the Bears getting their first win on the road. Sadly.
Man, yeah, this should be a shootout, and I'm gonna take the home team whenever I am confused or I think this is a total coin flip. Like, what's the spread? Who's favored? Like you said, Cardinals.
It's -2. -2.
Okay, that seems
Cardinals.
Close. All right. Yeah, okay, that's about where I would put it too. Okay, yeah. So I mean, even Vegas is kind of like we don't know, and I don't know either. I'll take the home team. Give me the Cardinals. And I hate saying that as well because obviously,
yeah.
But you know, I mean, I hope the Bears get it done. I hope you're right. But I just if the Bears win, to me, it's gonna be because of their defense. Like we mentioned, you know, their defense has been like ever since Eberflus took over the play calling, man. Like Eberflus just needs to be demoted to a defensive coordinator. Like I don't mind the guy, but he is not a head coach. He's a defensive coordinator. I think if they actually dude, if they brought in Bobby Slowick to work with Caleb Williams next year and made Eberflus the defensive coordinator, like that's the route I go if I'm that owner or Poles or whoever the fuck's in charge of making that decision.
GM.
Yeah. That's the route I go if I'm making that choice. I'd hire an offensive minded guy to work with Caleb so you can fine tune him. But I just don't think that the offense of the Bears is going to do quite enough today to overcome the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals, even though I think the Cardinals just have a good amount of talent on offense. Like they have a good running back, they have a good tight end, they have a couple good receivers, and I think they can get it done today. And I think that I think you're right. I think McBride, even though it was tight end last Sunday, I think he gets in the end zone finally because that's mind blowing that he hasn't because he's so heavily targeted.
Yeah.
How are they not targeting this guy in the red zone? He's huge. Like, what are we doing, dude?
He leads their team in receiving yards. So I mean,
yeah,
he gets all the yardage, but he just has not found pay dirt yet.
Kyler, quit being an asshole and look for this guy in the red zone. Okay.
Yeah, give him one, man. It's week 9. He's been busting his arse out there. He's dealt with concussions for you. Give him something, man.
Yeah, Kyler, you're being kind of a dick.
What's up, the Bob? How you doing, my guy? Shout out to everyone in the chat, man. Hit that like button if you haven't. Thanks for watching, by the way. I know it's early, but wake up with us, man. And I hope we're giving you some fun entertainment here. Because I'm having a blast. Anyway, we're moving on to the game of the week. Now, I didn't say that. That's what Fox says, okay? So don't think I'm a unbiased man. Or biased man, I should say. We have the Packers hosting the Lions. Mark Speed's Lions in the chat. Ugh. No, this game is going to be one thing to note before we get into anything here, in case Knight doesn't know either. The weather does not look good. I'll tell you that much. It's supposed to be raining. It's supposed to be heavy winds. And it's going to be a weird game due to the weather.
What time is this game?
4:25.
I think it'll be fine. Guys, just for reference, I live about 20 minutes down the road from the Green Bay Packers Stadium. It looks decent outside to me. I'm going to ride my motorcycle into work. That's how nice it looks outside.
All right. Well, you better have a way home. I mean, supposedly, you could check the weather for us right now. You could be the meteorologist. But no, I'm hearing it's bad weather later on in the day. But hopefully it's a clear game. I want to see a nice clear game. But the winds look like it's going to be like 15 to 30 mile per hour gust. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, we got the Packers hosting the Lions. Lions are a freaking powerhouse team, man. I mean, there's nothing negative to say about this team. Aiden Hutchinson went down, but they still have the next guy up mentality, man. They've still been doing their thing. I do think they're going to be active though for the trade deadline. I wouldn't be surprised if they go out and try to get somebody. I don't know who, but if they want to get some.
What was Hutchinson's injury? Is it out for the year?
He broke his leg or something. Yeah, he's out for the year.
Damn, dude, that fucking sucks.
Jameson Williams once again getting caught with PEDs. He's out this game. I mean, dude,
he's a shady
hell
little.
Are you doing?
He's a shady little fucker.
You're either gambling or you're taking drugs. Like, what are you doing? You're a degenerate.
I gamble and take drugs too. Don't fucking judge.
Kids, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him, kids. Say no.
Suspend me.
Some injuries though on the Packers side. Evan Williams out. He's been a beast for this team. 4th rounder this year out of Oregon. I mean, this guy has turned our secondary around with McKinney, of course. This kid is the real deal. We drafted Bullard, but this kid has been the star, honestly, man. Evan Williams, he's a safety. He's out.
Never heard of her.
Well, because you don't watch football, man. You ride your motorcycle on a cool Sunday evening. Anyway, when he went down last week, that's when the Packers started going down with him, with our secondary. But Jair's questionable. He got hurt on the very last play of the game. Josh Jacobs questionable. Jordan Love, they're both gonna play. Don't worry about that questionable tag. Josh Myers, our center's doubtful. The list goes on and on. The list goes on and on, right? Gosh. It's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a ground game for both sides. So Gibbs, Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, fantasy-wise, could be a big game for them. Jordan Love, like I said, banged up, dealing with a groin injury, but he's suiting up. He's playing, so we'll see how well he plays. But going to be a tough one. But you already know. This is my upset of the week. Upset of the week. Upset of the week. Upset of the week. We're dogs at home. Are you smoking crack? Come on, man. I mean, be honest with yourselves. In Vegas, we're at home, baby. You going to put us as dogs? Nah. Let me play that again. Upset of the week. Packers, take care of business at home. And sorry, Mark Speed. You might get us next time, but not this time, baby.
All right. Yeah, I mean, fuck. The Packers at home is always so tough to bet against. Because even when the Lions did look good last year, you guys beat each other. Didn't you guys actually beat each other like on the road?
We won at Thanksgiving. Yeah, we won at Thanksgiving.
But then they beat y'all at home, right? They dog walked y'all at home. Yeah, I remember that actually because Dave Montgomery went fucking bananas at your guys' home stadium.
Running backs usually do.
Yeah, and after reading that list of who's banged up on your team, dude, that makes me real nervous to pick y'all. Like, not only do I not believe in Jordan Love to finish this game, but like the fact that like what's Jacobs dealing with?
I think it's his knee, but he's been practicing. So
yeah, man, but this is gonna be a dogfight, dude. Like Campbell's gonna have his boys ready to fight. He always does.
It's this ankle.
Yeah, I don't like that, man. I don't. Between Love being, I mean, I understand he's been practicing all week, so it's probably like not like that serious. I get that, but it takes one wrong tackle, and let me get the Lions on the road, man. Like the Lions are just too fucking good. Like
they are.
Between the Lions and the Commanders, like those are the two teams in the NFC that kind of scare me the most for the playoffs. If my team were to actually push and make it, the Lions and the Commanders make me the most nervous so far in the NFC. And yeah, man, Lions just look fantastic. I'm going to assume that they keep it going. I understand they don't have JMO, but Amon-Ra St. Brown should be just fine being the man because he usually is the man. Like that kid's awesome. And I just don't think you guys have enough to get it done today. I mean, you very well could. It's a divisional game, so who the hell knows what's going to happen? But what's the spread? What's the difference there?
2.5.
Okay, that's fair. At least Vegas knows that it's going to be a good game too. Yeah, I'll take the Lions to win by a field goal, like 23-20 or some shit like that.
Dang, my boy Mark Speed says Gibbs 2 touchdowns, Montgomery 2 touchdowns. My God, gee.
I mean, dude, they could just run all over y'all. In my opinion, I think he's right. He might be right, dude. Like I think Goff could have one of those weird stat lines like last week, like where he throws for 97 yards, but he throws for 2 touchdowns. But then those guys, I don't know. Like he's right. Like they could just run. They could be one of those situations like. They throw the ball 12 times all game, and they just rush Montgomery and Gibbs over and over.
He says Penei Sewell might score a touchdown as well. They might do the ladder
Yeah,
route.
yeah.
Oh man, Mark Speed, you're going down, buddy. I'm just kidding. It's gonna be a fun game, man. So good luck to your Lions.
Yeah, that should be
This
very,
is
very fun.
James saying, is this Lions? Yes, it is. It's the Lions' first game outdoors this year.
Oh,
Did you
whatever.
know that?
I didn't know that, but whatever. That's not gonna. I mean, I know. Well, actually, I mean, it is actually noteworthy just because Goff is one of those guys where he does like he's a California kid. Like hims don't like the cold. But again, Gibbs and Montgomery give me all the confidence in the
Yeah, I
world that
like I said,
I
I think
can
it's gonna
still
be a
pick the
ground
Lions.
game. I think
Yeah,
it's gonna be a ground game.
I can still pick the Lions with confidence because they have two elite backs. Like that's unfair to have that two very good running backs the way they have it with that line. Oh my god.
What up, Jonathan? He says cheese dub. Let's go. Hey, Jonathan, you won the giveaway, by the way. So you know how to contact me, bro. So you and Cody won. So contact me however you want, brother. But congratulations on winning
Yeah.
it. All right. Well, game of the week. Tom Brady's gonna be calling it, guys. So that's how cool it's gonna be. Tom Brady's even there. They give this guy a freaking like a commercial for like what game he's gonna be calling, dude. It's ridiculous.
He's
They didn't
the
give.
What do you mean it's ridiculous? He's the best quarterback ever. What do you mean?
Yeah, quarterback, but I mean, dude, he's a brand new broadcaster. They're not giving Kevin Harlan a damn commercial. Kevin Harlan, he's one of the best announcers ever. Okay.
I'm just saying the reason he's getting all the hype is because it's like you have to advertise Tom Brady because he's the goat. He's the
Yeah,
best
he's the
ever. Like
man.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Giving this guy a commercial. Give me a break. We got the Ravens, or I'm sorry, we got the Rams on the road versus the Seahawks. Another one of those toss-up games, only a -2 spread for the Rams on the road, actually. Over under is 47.5. This game should be another shootout. not a blowout. This should be a fun shootout game. I do think the over is going to hit here. 47.5. Give me the over because the Rams defense kind of stinks. Seahawks, on paper, they have a good secondary, but let's see if they can show up and do something here against Matthew Stafford. But Kyron Williams, I mean, there's nothing to even say about this guy. This guy's a flat out beast. Kyron, I think that's 10, 11 games in a row he scored a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken.
He's fucking awesome. I love that kid. He's great.
Yeah. And then on the opposite side, Kenneth Walker is just one of those dogs, one of those. He runs heavy. He runs scary and mean.
He's bad, dude. Kenneth Walker's like he bursts off the screen. Like he's noticeably quicker than most running backs in the league. It's fun to watch him play football.
Yeah. DK is out though, so that's a big piece out for the Seahawks. So JSN, Tyler Lockett, they need to step up. But Puka's questionable once again. He injures himself in practice, dealing with a knee injury, but he's looking like he's going to suit up. The guy if he can play, like he changes this whole Rams team. Like Puka and Cup together on the field together it changes his whole team. So hopefully he can suit up and play. It'll make the game that much more fun. But God, this is a toss-up game, man. Because I feel like, Geno is one of those he's like the ultimate mid quarterback. He leads the league in passing yards, but he has 7 picks to 8 touchdowns. It's Geno, They wrote him off, and now he's starting to ride back a little bit. But give me the Seahawks at home. I don't love it. I'm not loving this pick. I do think the over hits. I'd much rather bet the over than betting the money line here. But give me the Seahawks at home. Yeah, it's gonna be a shootout.
So I'll let you guys in on a little fun little parlay I got going on today. I think I did. So I'm on. I bet on underdog typically. But so they let you I don't know how recent it was, but they let you change a few things. Like you can increase number of receptions or number of yards, and that'll change the amount that you're paid out. And so, dude, I think Puka's going to go down early in this one because if you hurt yourself midweek, you already hurt coming off the IR. I don't think he's going to play the full game. I understand he kind of threw us all through a loop last week for fantasy wise. That he played and looked amazing. He was fed, but I don't think that's going to happen again, especially after he got hurt midweek. I feel like they're going to for sure cap his reps. I think Cooper. So what I did was Cooper Kupp's over under for receptions was set at their baseline was I think 7.5, and I was like, dude, I think that he's going to just be fed today. Especially after I think Nakua goes out. So I jacked it up as high as I could, and it's I think I owe him over 10.5 receptions, so I need him to get 11 catches today. But I think he fucking does it.
How much is
And
the odds?
I think it increased it to like it was like 19x or something stupid. Like it like
Holy
basically
crap.
yeah, it was fucking like. But I was like, dude, if anyone's gonna do it, it's Cooper Cup. So like I made that ticket like 4 picks to be times 100, and I put $3 on it just to have some fun. But yeah, so I'm gonna assume that Cooper Cup goes ham today. I'm gonna assume that the Rams are gonna win. I don't think the Seahawks have what it takes to get this done. I think that Matthew Stafford will take care of business, especially like I just on the road divisional game. I think I trust Stafford in a more like I guess gutsy spot. And the Seahawks like just don't have a lot of grit this year. It feels like they seem like very beatable. Like they
Mhm.
don't have like that dog in them. You know, like I think a few players do, but I just like I don't have that sense of the team. Like I don't know. I think it was Pete Carroll, dude. Honestly, like Pete Carroll always had that team in a position to like at least compete and to compete with anybody. And to me, that it just doesn't look and feel that way anymore. I don't know what it is. I know that their records based. What are they?
4-4.
What's this? Okay? Yeah, same as us. I'm not saying that like we look anything special either, but like I don't know, just something that feels different about the Seahawks this year because I watch that team closely every year, and they just don't feel like the same team. So I'm going to take the Rams on the road to take care of business on this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, man, the Seahawks are a weird team. They lose to the Giants. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like what, and they lose at home to the Giants, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So and then like the next week they'll go out there and play better. It's like it's too inconsistent. Both these teams are too inconsistent, but I know for the Rams' sake, they've just been so much banged up with injury and stuff. But yeah, that should be another fun shootout game to watch. We're heading to the Sunday night before we touch on the DraftKings part of the show. So let's just give a quick pick here for the Sunday night game. It's not going to be anything crazy. I mean, Colts are 4-4, which is kind of crazy to look at, actually. Vikings on a little slide. They lost 2 in a row. Do they get back on track? The Colts have benched Anthony Richardson because he's a soft wussy and he checks out of the game when he's getting a little tired. But the offensive lineman out there
Excuse me.
bless you,
Sorry.
that's busting their arse guarding for you all game. The big boys up front, they don't check themselves out. How are you doing it, man? You deserve to get benched. So it's Joe Flacco time once again. I mean, Richardson stinks. Look at this, dude. 59 out of 133. That's just pitiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a run game. Jonathan Taylor needs to take over this game for the Colts to have any shot to win. But Vikings, I don't think they're gonna lose 3 in a row, man, especially at home. So give me the Vikings winning this game. Over under is 46.5, and the spread is 5.5. I like the Vikings to cover that spread, and I do think the over will hit.
Yeah, I think the Vikings course correct back to being, a quality team just because they've looked awesome all year for the most part. They've had a few slip ups, but hey, I mean it's the NFL and they're all professionals, so anybody can win any given Sunday. That's why we say that's why we got that saying because any given Sunday, baby.
Oh yeah.
But not any given Sunday night because this is the Vikings night. Part of that parlay with Cooper Cup, I increased Aaron Jones TDs to over 1.5. So I'm hoping that my boy gives me some fantasy points tonight, my newly acquired piece. Because yeah, I mean, in my opinion, that should happen just because the Vikings should be leading the whole time, and at least in an ideal world, that's what happens, and that's what should happen on paper. But that means the Colts will be up 14-0 at the half. But yeah, let me get the Vikings to take care of business tonight. I agree with you. I think they cover the spread, and I think they go over as well. I think they scored like crazy against the Colts defense because the Colts defense has been like very meh all year. So yeah. I think that the home team is going to rally around that crowd.
This is one of those games where after a fun Sunday slate, just wind down. Maybe have it on the laptop while you're playing some video games or hanging out with your wife, your husband, or whatever. I mean, this Sunday night football, that's the best they got? Really? Come on. All right, we're going to the DraftKings part of this show. Let me see the best. Hold on. I'm trying to make the best view for these people. There we go, baby. That's a good view right here. This is where we make money, folks. And your boy's been on a heater just to let you guys know. Your boy's been on a heater on DraftKings. Not for NFL, but for the NBA. But when the luck rolls, baby. So we're going to talk about quarterbacks first. A lot of good options up top, man. Lamar Jackson, Hurts, Allen, Jaden Daniels. take your pick with any of those guys. I mean, that they're all in good matchups, honestly, in my opinion. But I had to go a little lower here. I had to go with Geno Smith. I know I called him mid. I know I did that. But like I said, good environment. He's 5,800. And actually, it was my last slot to fill because I built my lineup a little differently this week. So Geno Smith, last week only put up 9 points, but 17 here, 17 there, 20. Like if he gives me at least 17, I'll be happy with that outcome. And I do think he has a shot to throw for over 300 yards here. Hopefully he'll give me 2 touchdowns, but I really like Geno Smith there at 5,800 against the Rams.
I think he's going to throw for over 300 without DK. Ugh. All right.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got weapons.
Okay,
Lockett, JSN.
All right, buddy.
Just watch it happen.
I went with Mr. Caleb Williams just because if that game kind of unfolds the way it potentially could, I'm going to assume that could turn into a shootout, even though the Bears defense has been awesome. Kyler Murray at home can force the Bears to throw. So I'm going to hope that, because I picked the Cardinals to win. If I think the Cardinals are going to win, then obviously I assume that means, for the most part, at least in my head, that they'll be winning most of the time. So then that's going to force Caleb to throw more as opposed to just feeding DeAndre Swift. And I'm just gonna hope it hits. Let's see if Caleb can pull. I mean, because he has had a few spiked weeks. I just wanted a cheaper QB, and a cheaper QB who has rushing upside as well. And he's actually I think last week he rushed the ball 10 times for 50 yards or something like that. So
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, it is totally possible for him to have.
Yep, 10 for 41, and then he had 4 for 56.
Yeah,
the week prior.
So he has rushing upside, and he could definitely rush for a touchdown too. So I'm going to take Caleb Williams as a cheap DK option.
Yeah, there's a lot of good options, man, especially in this mid tier with Kirk Cousins, Dak, like you said, Caleb Williams. That little tier right here, it looks really good for some salary relief. But if you want to pay up, I mean, you got plenty of options up top. It just depends on how your lineup will be constructed. Running back wise, there is some value here. Chestnut, he's at 4,000. I'm not playing him, but if you need some kind of if you need some kind of 4K guy in your lineup, Chestnut could be one. You just got to watch that Pollard news. If Pollard plays, I wouldn't play him, but if he misses, then it's Chestnut season, baby. Chestnuts roasting by an open fire. Looking at, I went a little high. I went with my guy Achane. You touched on it earlier. This could be an Achane day where he gets 2 touchdowns. And I mean, last week, 10 carries, 97 yards. The week before, 77 yards. But let's get some more receiving like he did last week. The 6 catches, 8 targets. If that happens at 6,700, I mean, that's a cheap option for running back wise. So I think Achane is in a good spot, and especially if they want to win this game, they got to get Achane involved.
Oh yeah.
My next running back, I think, has one of the best matchups on the week is Bijan Robinson. He's going against Dallas, and if you watch Dallas this year, Dallas cannot stop the run whatsoever. So if he flops here, I'm done playing him, honestly, because I played him earlier in against the Panthers. He balled out, gave me 95, 2 touchdowns. But that's what I need from Bijan today. That's the matchup I feel. So Bijan at 7,400 feels like a little too cheap for me. So I had to put him in. And then my last running back, we touched on it earlier. Zach Moss is out. Chase Brown time.
There you go.
And he's at 5,900. Pretty cheap. The numbers don't look good. I mean, he's averaging less than 3 yards per carry, but he's going to be out there majority of the time. As long as the Bengals don't get down early and they stay pretty competitive, Chase Brown should pay that 59.5 off, and he's probably going to be highly owned. I mean,
until the Raiders upset.
Yeah, right. Well, even if they upset, I mean, he's still going to probably ball out.
I know.
Yeah. But I have one more guy, but I think you have him in your lineup, so you can take over.
Oh, I don't remember both running backs and stuff. So the first one is your boy. I took Rico Dowdle because Ezekiel Elliott is on punishment tour. Him's a bad boy, and and so like that just to me builds all the confidence that like Rico should touch the ball as much as possible today, and at least in the backfield. Like if I think the Cowboys are going to win, which I do, then I think that being ahead will benefit the pick of Rico Dowdle. And even if they're not, I feel like when they get in the red zone today, like at some point you do want to just rush the ball just to just kind of show that you can bully a team. And I think that the Cowboys O-line is still good, and like they're not amazing, they're not as amazing as they used to be, but they're still plenty good enough to get my boy like a push to the end zone. So I'm gonna say he gets 2 rushing touchdowns today.
Ooh, 2. Let's go. I'm bringing up your lineup right here. You have Tracy, who was the other guy I wanted to talk about, but yeah.
Yes, sir. So Tyrone Tracy has looked amazing. I mean, shit. I wish I don't know how I missed this dude. Like in I don't, did he play amazing in preseason or anything? Because I don't remember hearing this guy's name whatsoever until he was picked up on waivers. And then like all of a sudden he's just an absolute animal. Like, I mean, good for him. I, again, love watching good football players. I love watching talented guys. It's fun watching explosive players. He's all that and more. Like, the kid has like come on strong, and like especially on an offense that we don't expect much from a running back, just because like everyone knows that. I mean, for the most part, the Giants O-line is very hard to run behind. But I mean, I'll hand it to them. Like they've been performing better, and like at least much better than last year. And Tyrone has looked fucking phenomenal. Like good for him. I'm happy for that dude. Like I mean, he took over. Like he made taking over an RB1 job look so easy. That it's like holy shit, man. Like this kid just came on and just put his dick down. I was like, yep, I'm better.
And another thing is, it makes what's his name, Joe Shane, look a little more smart. I know he doesn't match Saquon whatsoever, but they decided to go the cheap route, and now you see Tracy 20 carries, 145 yards, and some touchdowns. I mean, that's what you need out of your backfield. So
we don't care who does it as long as you give me those numbers. We're good. I think I went wide receiver for my flex, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so that's all for my running backs.
We're going receiver now. I touched on it earlier. DK's out, so I think JSN is in line for a huge game. This should be his game. I mean, I need to see like a 12 target game like he did against Detroit, but he needs to get in the end zone. Last week, 6 catches for 69 yards, but DK's out, man. I mean, you have a favorable matchup against the Rams. Their defense, their secondary is not that great, and JSN at 6,200. It seems like a nice price tag for him. Or if you want to go Lockett, either or, pick your poison. I just prefer JSN over Lockett, but Lockett has shown us that he can get 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like in one of these games with DK out, but I just prefer JSN there at 6.2. And then I also went down and got Lab McConkey at 5,600. I know I'm chasing that game from last week.
I think that's a good pick for PPR because he's going to get fed, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough matchup like we talked about earlier. The Browns secondary is pretty good, but man, I think he showed what he can do. Now, if he doesn't get in the end zone and he only gives me 46 yards, and I know it's not going to. I'm not going to win the tournament.
Yeah, but you would be happy with like 8 catches for like 76. With that, I think.
As long as it's like double digits, like at least 13 points or something like that, you know?
Yeah, I think you'll get that, but just because it's PPR floor, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. I do want to highlight, I couldn't get to these guys, but there's a lot of good matchups up top. I'm making another lineup, but I have to put AJ Brown in one of them. He's my favorite receiver at 8,100. I think the matchup with him versus Jags are good. That is a dream matchup for him, I think, in my opinion. But Lamb's up there, Chase, your boy Cup, like you said earlier. There's some good guys up top, but I just couldn't afford them. I had to make another lineup to go get Brown. But for my last guy, I went cheap. My salary relief is Cedric Tillman at 4,300 again.
Damn, that's hella cheap.
So I had him last week at 3,300 in my lineup, 28 points.
Ooh.
But I still think that's too cheap for Cedric Tillman. I mean, the guy's getting all the targets, 9 targets last week, 12. This is all with Jameis Winston, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So Winston as your quarterback, I'm telling you, they might have struck gold with Cedric Tillman here. Amari Cooper getting traded. I picked him up on the waiver wire. I'm like, let's go. Yeah, Jamar Chase who? Jamar Chase who? Let's go, man. That's what GMs do. Can I? I'm kidding. But no, I'm like, he's in a great great spot. He's going to be high owned because people need salary relief. But if he's high owned and he flops, then it won't hurt me. But that's my value play of the day right there is Cedric Tillman.
Hell yeah. All right. So I remember two of my receivers. I don't remember. You got to fill me on the last one. So I took Caleb Williams as my quarterback. So naturally, I mean, just like how our boy Max here did, we usually stack at least one wide receiver and a quarterback, like just because if we think one's going to go off, then you have to kind of pair him with the player you think is going to go off. And then if they both hit, that's like the ultimate fantasy gold right there.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take a doomsday for a minute, but then I was like, let's go DJ Moore. He's a little more trustworthy. I feel like he has more big playability. So I took DJ Moore as my first wide receiver, to pair with Caleb Williams, just in case they hit together. And then I know I took Cooper Kupp, obviously, because I've been talking about ball fucking Sunday today. Because I believe in that 11 receptions, baby. Come on, giving them PPR points. But yeah, I think Cooper Kupp's going to go absolutely bonkers today in Seattle. And then who was my third?
You had Keon Coleman.
Oh yeah, Keon Coleman. So Keon Coleman is like sadly, R.I.P. Shaheed. He is no longer with us.
Fantasy wise, he's still alive. Let's just clear that up.
He's dead. He's dead to me. I love Shaheed, man. That was like my favorite DFS player. I love that kid. But Keon Coleman's like my new favorite of like that type of player, and I love having one of those guys in the lineup. One of the guys that's just like one of the dirt cheap dudes who just like he's that go ball king. Keon Coleman can definitely feed off of having Amari Cooper out there, which he clearly already has. I think he's had some good numbers since Amari Cooper arrived.
Yeah, he has.
And I think he can do it again because I think that Miami Dolphins defense is a fucking joke. And I think that the talents of Josh Allen can get Coleman the ball for sure today. And I think that like a 55, dude, Coleman's one of those guys. I just love a guy that can get you all the points that you want in one play. And a 55-yard touchdown is nowhere near out of the question for Keon Coleman.
No.
So I think that hopefully happens today. We'll see. I mean, obviously not for my fantasy purposes, but I'm already fucked. I don't care, whatever. So yeah, Keon Coleman, I think gets it done today.
You know what it might be? It might be Knife. I think it's the Kiefer curse because after Kiefer said he was trash, he put up 125 yards and then he put up 70 yards and a touchdown. So
and Gizzy dropped him before all that happened.
Yeah, exactly. It might be the Kiefer curse. So maybe that's what's going on here. Tight end wise, there's a few good options up top. I like to go low for my tight end, but if you want to pay up for Bowers and go for it, the guy's been balling. McBride, like we both said earlier, touchdown day for McBride. We both think Njoku, he's been scoring every week with Jameis. So if you want to go that route, I do love Ingram here at 5,300 because Kirk's out. So Evan Ingram should see a lot more targets, but I like to go lower. I went with Sam Laporta at 4,800. Jameson Williams is out last week. He had 48 yards and a touchdown on the game where Williamson missed, or Williams, I'm sorry. He missed last week and he scored finally. I think Laporta is long overdue, and sadly it's against my Packers. The middle of the field is always a question mark for this team, especially without Evan Williams. That's why I wanted to highlight him earlier in the game, because I think Sam Laporta could do some damage now with Williams out. But I do love Kyle Pitts as well at 4,900. And if you want to go really cheap, I think Mike Gesicki is in line for a game because no T. Higgins. Gesicki last week, 7 catches, 73 yards, 3,100 for him. I think he's in line for a nice salary relief if you want to go that route. I just prefer Laporta over Gesicki, but
I had a little fun with my tight end this time around. I haven't picked this guy in DK since the year started. But let's go with Taysom Hill, man.
Oh, there you go.
And the main reason being is like the backup to Kamara is now like, dude, Kendre Miller is now once again fucking useless and hurt.
Yeah.
We all know that Jamal Williams is washed as fuck. And if Kamara just like if the Saints dominate this game like I expect, like Taysom should get some run near the goal line or the red zone, because like if I'm a coach, I'm not going to want to get Kamara hurt while trying to beat up on a team. You know what I mean? Like I get, because Kamara's already been like kind of dinged up, so I would rather get him a little relief because he's just been worked like crazy. And you can run with Taysom Hill any day of the week. So I just wanted to take Taysom Hill just for fun. Like he's just a fun flyer that I was like, fuck it, why not?
Well, I mean, it makes sense too, like all the points that you just touched on. But as a tight end, this guy can throw the ball, he can run the ball, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He can score multiple ways, especially in fantasy. So like it's a great play at
Yeah.
3,800. I mean,
Yeah.
I
So
might
I
have to
think that
throw some Taysom Hill in there.
yeah, I think that it could because Taysom Hill could be one of those guys. It's just like one of those just like those flyer picks. They're like, hey, if he hits and he can hit big, like he at least has that in his range of outcomes where he could be a part of 2 touchdowns today. He
Yeah,
could he could throw one and rush for one or something.
he can put up like these numbers right here, 21 yards, but get 2 touchdowns,
Yeah.
because he'll be down there in the goal line. Yeah, we've all seen it happen multiple times. So that's a good
Yeah,
call by you.
it'll take Kamara getting a 30-yard rush to the 5-yard line, and then Taysom Hill comes in and rushes
Yep.
the ball, and you know what I mean. So hopefully that happens, but we'll see.
Yeah. I also want to point out this man's been scoring almost every single week now. Your boy Mark Andrews, he can be in play with 4,200.
Yeah.
He's been getting the end zone every single week. So if you want to
Yeah,
go that
well,
route too,
we'll see.
no, I'm saying,
Dude, I need a fucking miracle today, bro. Like, I need a couple players to just give me everything, like everything they got to beat French, dude. Like French's team, like outside of injury, French is for sure like the favorite now, just because of that one stupid
yeah,
fucking trade.
yeah. Well, maybe he'll do what I did and go back to back. Hopefully
Well,
not.
don't say what I did. What we did.
Oh
What
yeah, what
we
we did.
did. There
Yeah,
we go. There
sorry.
we go.
Yeah, I don't want to. No, I don't want to revisit what you did. I'm just kidding. Oh man, defense is tough this week, guys. If you want to spin up, the Saints are the clear cut number one against Carolina, but I hate spinning up on defenses because every time I do, they flop.
Mhm.
I just threw a dart. Honestly, I went with the Eagles defense at 3,100. They're playing the Jags, so you know how inconsistent the Jaguar offense is. So I think the Eagles have, and especially the Jaguars, and now they traded Cam Robinson out. So the offensive line for the Jaguars is kind of a question mark. It's been a question mark for a while, but maybe the Eagles can get in the backfield and give a lot of sacks. But it's hard this week. It's hard to pick a defense. Who'd you go with?
I went with the Cleveland Browns just because
Okay.
I usually pick a home team defense, obviously, because we all know how much I love the home team. But then also like the Chargers just haven't been putting up like I just haven't seen the Chargers get to like 28 or 25 points even that often. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at least if even if I think that they're I don't know, and I just love having Myles Garrett on my side because he's one of those game changers. It's like he's just special. And it's almost like picking the Steelers defense. Like only reason I would pick them is because of TJ
TJ
Watt.
Watt. Yeah.
Yeah, just because he can make anything happen at any given point. So like, yeah, I'll take the Browns at home. With some revitalized energy. And you guys heard my take on the Browns situation. I think they can make a run for the playoffs, and if I think that's possible, then that starts here and now. So I think that they can fuck up them some Justin Herberts today.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a tough DraftKings defense wise gonna be tough, but I like what we did. I like our lineups, you know what I'm saying? And we threw some player pools out there for you all. So if you're building lineups, there's some names for you. Knipe, it's been awesome running this back with you, bro. It's gonna be a fun slate, like always. Turn on that red zone, baby. Let Scott Hansen do the work for you. But hey man, it's good to be back.
I would say, and honestly, I have no like from now on until the end of the season, I have nothing holding me back from doing this with you on Sundays. So
Yeah,
we should be back for the rest of the year, gentlemen. Hey, how about them Dodgers, baby?
Oh, come on, man.
How about them Dodgers?
Let me just, before we sign off, I don't know if you have time or not. I just want to give you a little 5-minute little tidbit. That fifth inning was probably the worst inning of baseball I've ever seen play in my life. I was sitting there just trying to not rip my freaking hair out of my head. I mean, the Yankees, they choked. They just flat out choked. And congratulations to you guys. But I'm not taking anything away. But we lost that game, bro. I mean, you got to be that. As soon as Judge dropped that ball, I said something is not going to be good here. Like that's how the Yankees have been playing all year. And you had a scout. I don't know if you saw this or not, but you guys had a scout that literally said, just put the ball in play, and the Yankees will do the rest. Your scout called it. Your scout was like, their defense, their fundamentals will cost them the game. And they did. So hats off to your scout, man. Smart scouting there. But God, I'm telling you, man, that might have been the worst inning in World Series history.
When when your captain fails you, that's like, I guess like in basketball, like that's like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James missing an important shot with like, 4 minutes remaining, and like, you think it's going to be, like you thought it was going to be smooth sailing, like they're up by 12, but then all of a sudden there's that run happening, and then like it's momentum shift. Like it's so crazy. I love sports for that reason. I love that like momentum is such a real thing because human emotion just takes over, and like it just creates an awesome, like that's why we love sports, just because like it takes over and it makes it, fun, interesting. It changes the dynamic of the players, and it's so cool to watch. And I mean, hey, honestly, even though we beat y'all in 5, like that was still like a very enjoyable World Series. Like, dude, the first 2 games alone, like first of all, there's never ever been a grand slam walk-off home run in World Series history, which that's fucking amazing. That I got to watch. Like it gave me chills immediately because of Kirk Gibson, obviously. I mean, not that I watched the Kirk Gibson thing happen live, but it was still just like, because I watched that plenty of times growing up.
It's Dodger history.
Yeah, like that's like one of the biggest moments in our history, and it was almost like the catch for us, as a Niner fan.
Yeah.
But like that was just so special for Freddie, and the fact that even like the second game, like you guys could have done this almost like not a walk off, but like you had Trevino come out, which I mean that was silly to pinch hit Trevino in my opinion, but like you have Trevino come out with the bases loaded, 2 outs. I was like, dude, if they hit a grand slam, could you imagine? Like, holy shit!
Or
like,
just put it in play, like golly. But
it was still a very it was an enjoyable World Series. It wasn't boring. Like it wasn't any like crazy blowout. I mean, you guys did blow us out the 4th game, 11-4. But yeah, I mean, overall, like to have the Dodgers versus Yankees, like I called it after the first series. I said Dodgers versus Yankees.
Yeah.
And like that was just cool. It was at least cool to watch. And yeah, I always wish Game 7 in any World Series. But yeah, that was still enjoyable, man. Yeah, sorry your boys let you down, but that was, dude, it's because you're captain, bro. Like you got to take a long, hard look in the mirror as Aaron Judge and be like, yo, like I fucked up bad. Like I know he feels that way. I'm sure there's no doubt in my mind that Aaron Judge feels like shit. Even like he's gonna.
Oh, he already said like that's gonna haunt him until he dies.
Yeah,
like, he already said that.
It absolutely will. And I feel bad for him because he's obviously one of the best baseball players in like a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like. Yeah, crazy World Series, man.
Now we're gonna have to watch the Soto saga happen all year or all off season. So we'll see how that goes. But
I think Alonso comes to y'all. I think y'all switch with Soto and Alonso. I think that Alonso.
I don't want that.
I know you don't want that, but I think Alonso. I think Alonso will be a little bit cheaper, and I think that Soto will go to the highest bidder, and I think the Mets will pay the most because the Cohen guy has already shown that he's willing to just throw money around to anybody and then just say fuck it later because like he's just that wealthy, I guess.
Yeah, he's the richest owner in baseball right now.
Yeah, you can tell because he just literally throws money around like it's nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. I think Soto goes to the Mets. I think Alonso goes to the Yankees because Rizzo sucks balls. And I think that's gonna be your new first baseman.
Yeah, we'll see. We declined his option, so Rizzo's gone. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun off season, but appreciate you tonight, man. See you next week, and good luck to your fantasy. I know you're gonna. I'm
fucked.
And thanks to everyone who has been watching. Good morning to you all, and good luck to all your teams and your fantasy and your bets and all your stuff, man. Thanks for joining us. As always, love, peace, chicken grease on Max Coverage TV. We're out of here. Peace. Go Packers. Bye Lions. We're gonna win. Peace.